Wanted to do something different for you today too. Got a little read aloud book for you. And this book is called Dear Mrs. LaRue, Letters from Obedience School. And it's about a dog named Ike. You can see his picture there. And Ike is getting sent off to obedience school. His owner wants him to behave better, and so she's sending him away to be trained, and he doesn't like it very much. So here we go. Dear Mrs. LaRue, how could you do this to me? This is a prison, not a school. You should see the other dogs that are here. They are bad dogs, Mrs. LaRue. I do not fit in. Even the journey here was a horror. I'm very unhappy, and I may need something to chew on when I get home. Please come right away. Sincerely, Ike. October 2nd. Dear Mrs. LaRue, were you really so upset about that chicken pie? You know, you might have discussed it with me. You could have just said, Ike, don't eat the chicken pie. I'm saving it for dinner. Would that have been so difficult? It would have prevented a lot of hard feelings. Needless to say, I am being horribly mistreated here. You say I should be patient and accept that I'll be here through the term. Are you aware that the term is 2 months long? Do you know how long that is in dog years? Sincerely, Ike. Here's a picture of him with the pie, eating it. October 3rd. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I'd like to clear up some misconceptions about the Hibbins cat. First, they are hardly the little angels that Mrs. Hibbins makes them out to be. Secondly, how should I know that they were doing out on the fire escape, what they were doing out on the fire escape in the middle of January? They were being a bit melodramatic, don't you think? The way they cried and refused to come down. It's hard to believe that they were really sick for 3 whole days. But you know cats. October 4th. Dear Mrs. LaRue, you should see what's going on around here. The way the warden, Miss Klondike, barks orders is shocking. Day after day, I'm forced to perform the most meaningless task. Today, it was sit and roll over all day long. I just flatly refuse to roll over. It's ridiculous. I won't do it. Of course, I was severely punished. And another thing, who will help you cross the street while I'm away? You know you have a bad habit of not looking both ways. Think of all the times I've saved you. Well, there was that one time anyway. I must say, you weren't very grateful, complaining on and on about that tiny rip in your old coat. But the point is, you need me. Yours truly, Ike. Dear Mrs. LaRue, the guards here are all caught up in this good dog, bad dog thing. I hear it constantly. Good dog, Ike. Don't be a bad dog, Ike. Is it really so good to just sit still like a lummox all day long? Nevertheless, I refuse to be broken. Miss Klondike has taken my typewriter. She claims it disturbs the other dogs. Does anybody care that the other dogs disturb me? Yours truly, Ike. If you look carefully at the pictures, you'll see this is what it's really like for him. Doesn't look so bad. But the gray part is how he envisions it, like he's in prison. Dear Mrs. LaRue, were the neighbors really complaining about all my howling? It's really hard to imagine. First, I don't really howl that much. You were away those nights anyway, so you wouldn't know. But trust me, it was quite moderate. Second, let's recall that these are the same neighbors who are constantly waking me up in the middle of the afternoon with their vacuuming. I say, we all have to just learn to get along. My life here continues to be a nightmare. You wouldn't believe what goes on in the cafeteria. Sincerely, Ike. P.S. I don't want to alarm you, but the thought of escape has crossed my mind. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I hate to tell you this, but I am terribly ill. It started in my paw, causing me to limp all day. Later I felt queasy so that I could barely eat dinner, except for the yummy gravy. Then I began to moan and howl. Finally I had to be taken away to the vet. Dr. Wilfrey claims that he can't find anything really wrong with me. But I am certain I have an awful disease, a terrible disease. I must come home at once. Honestly yours, Ike. Again, how he imagines it, and what it's really like. October 8th. Dear Mrs. LaRue, thank you for the lovely get well card. Still, I'm a little surprised that you didn't just come to get me. I know what Dr. Wilfrey says, but is it really wise to take risks with one's health? I could have a relapse, you know. With fall here, I think about all the fine times we used to have in the park. Remember how sometimes you would just bring along a tennis ball? You'd throw it and I would retrieve it every time. Well, except for that once when it landed in something nasty and I brought back a stick instead. Ah, how I miss those days. Yours truly, Ike. P.S. Imagine how awful it is for me to bring a stick, or to be stuck inside in my tiny little cell. P.S.S. I feel pretty sick again. His imagination, and what it's really like. October 9. Dear Mrs. LaRue, by the time you read this, I will be gone. I have decided to attempt a daring escape. I'm sorry it has come to this, since I am really a very good dog. But frankly, you've left me no choice. How sad it is not to be appreciated. From now on, I will wander from town to town without a home, or even any dog food most likely. Such is life of a desperate outlaw. I will try to write you from time to time as I carry on with my life of hardship and danger. Your lonely fugitive, Ike. This is a news article. The Snort City Register Gazette, October 12th. Ike LaRue escapes doggy detention. Former Snort City resident Ike LaRue escaped last night from the dormitory on Igor Bratweiler Canine Academy. The dog is described as toothy by local police. His current whereabouts are unknown. To be honest, I thought he was bluffing when he told me he was going to escape, said the visibly upset Gertrude R. LaRue, the dog's owner. Ike tends to be a little dramatic, you know. Now, I can only pray that he'll come back soon. Asked if she would return Ike to the Bratweiler Dog Academy, Mrs. LaRue said that she would have to wait and see. He's a good dog, basically, but he can be difficult. October 11th, somewhere in America. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I continue to suffer horribly as I roam this barren wasteland. Who knows where my wanderings will take me now? Hopefully to some place with the yummy food. Remember the special treats that you used to make for me? I miss them. I miss our nice comfy apartment, but mostly I miss you. Your sad dog, Ike. P.S. I even miss the Hibbins cat, in a way. October 12th, still somewhere. Dear Mrs. LaRue, the world is a hard and cruel place for a stray dog. You would hardly believe the misery that I have endured. So I've decided to return home. You may try to lock me up again, but that is a risk I must take. And frankly, even more than myself, I worry about you. You may not know it, Mrs. LaRue, but you need a dog. Your misunderstood friend, Ike. Again, a newspaper article. Snort City Register Gazette, October 13th. Hero dog saves owner. Ike LaRue, recently a student at Igor Brotweiler Canine Academy, returned to Snort City yesterday in dramatic fashion. In fact, he arrived just in time to rescue his owner, Gertrude R. LaRue, of 2nd Avenue, from an oncoming truck. Mrs. LaRue had made the trip downtown to purchase a new camel hair coat. Apparently, she neglected to look both ways before stepping out in traffic. The daring rescue was witnessed by several onlookers, including policeman Newton Smitzer. He rolled right across 2 lanes of traffic to get her, said Smitzer. It was really something. I haven't seen rolling like that since I left the police academy. Mrs. LaRue was unhurt in the incident, though her coat was badly torn. Well, I don't care about that, she says. I'm just happy to have Ike back where he belongs. LaRue said she plans to throw a big party for that dog. All the neighborhoods would be there. And I'm going to serve Ike's favorite dish. His favorite dishes? I'll bet he can't wait to taste that chicken pie. Welcome home, Ike. The end. Hope you enjoyed it, kiddos. I will see you soon. Have a great week. And try to get outside also. Enjoy some sunshine. Bye.